Good afternoon from Deacon Joe's back porch. I hope everyone is hanging in there and staying home like we should, or at least as much as possible. Well, I was looking over the readings for the weekend, and I noticed that tomorrow is a feast day that really interested me, and I thought it would apply to all of us. Tomorrow is the feast of St. Isidore of Seville. St. Isidore is credited with creating the first encyclopedia, and his writings go well beyond philosophy and theology, touching on almost every facet of life. He was one of the most influential authors of his time, and there are more surviving manuscript copies of his works than any other medieval writer. And although it isn't an official title, a lot of people honor him, St. Isidore, as the patron saint of the internet. And that's what caught my attention, why I'm sharing some of this with you today. I have a couple of quotes from St. Isidore. If a man wants to be always in God's company, he must pray regularly and read regularly. When we pray, we talk to God, and when we read, God talks to us. Another quote of St. Isidore that I'd like to share with you is that nothing exists without music, for the universe itself is said to be framed by a kind of harmony of sounds, and the heaven itself revolves under the tone of that harmony. And I think harmony is very important today. With so many of us at home, we need to stay in harmony with each other, with our spouse, with our children, and however we communicate with our friends and family who aren't staying at home with us. And especially when we are on social media. Social media can be such a vital form of communication, of staying up with each other, of encouraging each other, of keeping things positive. We also know that there can be a lot of tough stuff that's written on there too. So and while it can be a distraction, we don't want it to be a distraction because of something somebody said that was mean. So, I was reading in the my Living City magazine, which is a magazine put out by the Focolari, and it's always got some very upbeat and positive things in it. And one of the things they have in this month's issue is a non-hostile communication manifesto. In other words, it's just some really good guidelines and things to think about when we're writing on social media and the internet. So I'm going to go through some of these. The first one, virtual is real. On the internet, I only write or say what I would dare to say to someone in person. You are what you communicate. The words I choose define who I am. They represent me. Words shape the way I think. I take all the time I need to express my views in the best possible way. Listen before you speak. No one can always be right, nor am I. Listen with an honest and open-minded attitude. Words are bridges. I choose words to understand and make myself understood to get close to others. Words have consequences. I am aware that what I say or write can have consequences, small or serious. Share with care. I share texts and images that only after I have assessed and understood them. Ideas can be discussed. People must be respected. Those whose views and opinions differ from mine are not my enemies and not to be destroyed. An insult is not an argument. I accept no offensive and aggressive words, even if they support my point of view. And finally, silence says something too. When it's better to keep quiet, I do. So today, please take a moment and pray for harmony, but also try your best to be an instrument of harmony. Peace. Love you guys.